So, welcome to the Jump Advisory Group How to Master the 7 Most Effective Behaviours of Inspirational Modern Leaders seminar. And we're delighted to be here. So, that's me, Paul Jacobs, and my great friend and colleague, Howard Greenwood. And welcome to Jump Advisory Group, our brand new business, which I'm sure you've been hearing quite a lot about. I'm going to move straight into the first slide. So, over to you, Howard.
Thanks, Paul, and welcome everybody. Good afternoon. It says there, time and tide waits for no man. As you can see, there's Paul and I in our younger days, and this is what we look like nowadays. So it's true, everything must change. And you think we're doing this live webinar, well, this is a recorded webinar actually, so you can have a live expo remotely. So everything changes. The only constant is change. So standing still is not an option unless you actually want your business to go out of business. So in an era that sort of unprecedented technology changes, political changes, biological changes, you need to swim with the tide and not against it. So you need to be an agent of change. So here are 7 behaviors of inspirational modern leaders. Paul.
So, guys, we've only got 24 hours in the day. We would love 36 hours in the day, wouldn't we? But the truth is we'd end up spending another 12 hours working. The truth is we have to use our time judiciously. We have to be very careful with where we spend it. You have to concentrate on your immediate circle of influence. And when you look at your circle of influence, it's kind of in 3 stages. You're going to be looking to support your consultants, the people who in turn look after your clients and candidates, and by virtue of doing that, look after you and your business. You're going to look at their clients, your consultants' clients. How much time are they spending with those clients? How much time are they spending trying to get them to give us more exclusive retained business? How much time do you spend with the clients that interact with those people that support you? And lastly, and extremely importantly here, how much time are you spending with your clients, the people that you have a trusted advisor positioning with, the people where your influence makes such a huge difference? How do you know where you're spending your time, how you're spending your time? Well, there is an answer, and that is simple. You have to record it. You have to use your time in a very, very sensible way. Make sure that you focus on units of time, work on specific tasks, specific challenges, in priority order, and get them done. Don't try to spread your time, as it were, thinly over a range of different things in the day so that at the end of the day, you've achieved nothing. Get things done in units properly and move on to the next issue. It's important, as I said, to spend effective time, and that's in huge 100-feet letters, effective time every day with the people who matter most, the people that work for you, the clients that work with you and your business, and the candidates that enable you to make the so valuable placements that we need during these very difficult periods of time.
That, Paul, leads into vision, doesn't it? Where we spend our time is really important. We spend too much time as leaders, I think, focusing on internal issues, political issues and challenges that come, where really we should be thinking about that 80-20 principle. 80% of our time should be spent out with our clients. If we think at the moment, 20% of our revenue, 8% of our revenue comes from 20% of our clients. So if we concentrate on a few areas that produce outstanding superior results, we start to grow our business. So we need to investigate our 80-20 rule to find out where we should be spending our time. And if we start to think about that 20% of the time, if we spend more time there, we should generate more money. So we've got to start to think very much. If we didn't do it already, would we still do it today? And we've got to start to think you only know what you know. And it's what you don't know that holds you back. So do you know where your 20% niche is that you can start to increase your revenue from? So coaches and mentor will help develop your 80-20 vision. We've got to start to think about reversing the cycle. Reversing the cycle and moving towards the majority of your time spent outwardly gazing, looking at networking, building partnerships, being in front of your clients, with your consultants, taking your consultants out and teach them how to sell. Remember, you are the head of the business. So you should be going out there and helping your consultants sell. So know what results you want to achieve and what results you're expecting. Do you know that? Do you know what you're expecting? And constantly regroup daily to understand where you are on gathering those results, and think, know what the most important contribution that you can make, the biggest impact that you can make on your business is so important. So prioritize the most strategically important things, not the most urgent things, to make sure your business moves on in a fine manner.
So here's a cliche about vision, guys. No man is an island or woman is an island. You know, each one of us needs guidance. Each one of us needs a mentor, a teacher, somebody we can look up to who's already been there, has gained the experience, has gained, as it were, the gray hair. Lean into people that you can trust. If you haven't got a mentor, a teacher, find one. I mean, it's what we do, of course. Find somebody that you can rely on that can give you guidance, particularly during these extremely challenging times, and provide mentors and buddies to the people that work for you too. Make sure you're aware of your own strengths, concentrate and focus on those strengths and your knowledge, and unlock your potential and the potential of your team by supporting and guiding and training them. Focus always on the positives. We're living in extremely uncertain times. When you get successes, spend time celebrating them. Focus on those things and have a positive language within your organization. Ignore, if you can, the negatives. Really prioritize and talk loudly about the great things that happen in your organization. So be proactive as well. Make sure, far more than you've ever been before, speak to your clients, speak to your candidates, and blend the strengths of your people together. Create a cohesive, harmonious team so that you are, as it were, putting square pegs in square holes and not asking people to do things that they have precious little talent for. Make sure that you delegate results, that you give people tasks that give them great end results. And importantly, as the leader of your business, see the vision, see the promised land, and talk about it daily. We will get beyond these difficult times, and it's very important as leaders that you express the vision for your business and the great futures for you and your people constantly on a daily basis. Howard.
It's interesting when we talk about vision and we talk about the visionaries of the world. We often talk about Henry Ford and the model team management. And I think really when we start to think about the intellectual honesty that we have, is it illogical to think that everybody can do everything? Henry Ford had it right. He maximized his people's strengths. He compartmentalized them to make sure the workflow was optimized around those people's strengths. So he showed his intellectual honesty when developing his teams and his business. So you start to think about that Model 4T sort of environment. You know, he used his teams effectively in a cohesive and complementary fashion. So think 360 recruiters. Are 360 recruiters, are they illogical? Because if they were logical, then why is recruitment attrition so high? Is there a better way that we could manage to build a team? To build a team with immense enthusiasm for the roles that they do, so they grow their commitment, their efficiency, to increase their productivity. Don't look for genius, because there's always been a remarked lack of geniuses. Look for people who are happy in their work and creative in their work. So we need to build a team around your business that complements their strengths and weaknesses. So you need to be process proud but never satisfied. You need to be reviewing your processes constantly, weekly, monthly, improving them, and listen to the things that your people don't like doing and why they don't like doing, and look at how you can improve them, because it will improve their life, which means it will improve their ability to service your clients better. Think, redesign the jobs based on missing strengths. There could be no divide, or should be no divide, between the front office and the back office teams. It should be a cohesive unit. So don't let weaknesses affect your businesses. Focus on the strengths and be yourself. Be true to yourself, but develop yourself and educate yourself constantly, because you only know what you know. As we say, find a mentor to expand on your knowledge, because what you don't know, it stops you. It puts you on that ledge. And so you need to get that knowledge to make sure you move forward. And so show your passion, show your empathy, and show respect and transparency for others and their knowledge, and learn from them. So seek those entrepreneurs within your business and help them to help you develop your business a little bit further.
And make effective decisions. As leaders now, more than ever before, we need to be clear thinking. We need to be aware of what's going on around us and giving clear direction to the people in our organization, showing true leadership qualities. Create clear boundaries in your organization. Make sure people understand their roles, their responsibilities, what they need to be doing, the priorities in the business, and keep them focused on those areas, particularly client and candidate facing tasks. Make sure that they're working closely with the people that are going to be working with your business, and encourage them to give advice, to give their views about what could be done in your business to improve the way in which, as Howard said a moment ago, your processes work, the service offerings that you can improve to give to your clients and your candidates. But when they provide that information, research what they're saying. Don't just accept it. Don't even think your own ideas are foolproof. Go and talk to your clients. Go and talk to your candidates. Try to get them to tell you whether you're on the right lines rather than coming up with internal brilliant ideas that actually don't work. Make sure you challenge people, even in disagreements. Create that good harmony. And ultimately, when you get people working together, even in disagreements, you very often end up with far better results because teamwork pays off. And never think it's your way or the highway, because if that's the way you're managing your people, you've got problems. Focus on the things that can happen. Never worry too much about the things that you have no control over, that you couldn't possibly have seen coming round the bend. Never focus on the things that may never happen. If we'd have been thinking about a pandemic at the beginning of the year, people would have thought we were crazy. Let's focus on the things that we can control. And if you can control those things, there's no need to worry. Typically, it's difficult to make decisions with all of the facts. Sometimes we have to make decisions on the fly. So try to gather as much information as you can, and then as a leader, be decisive. People love decisive leaders. Listen to others, as I've already said, internally, and very importantly, speak to your clients and candidates. And very, very importantly, ultimately, make informed, considered decisions and have the courage to go with them. Howard.
It's interesting when we talk about making informed decisions. Once you make a decision, it's how you communicate that decision across to other people. Just think our people are vulnerable at the moment because they feel interconnected. So don't listen to speak, listen to learn. Your team are worried and they feel vulnerable and disconnected. So take on board their comments. Back to your intellectual humility. Truly listen to your people and listen to what they have to say about their business and how they can move forward. It's interesting. The company goals should be no great secret. The company goals should be things that everyone is involved in creating, but also when we communicate them clearly and constantly, create that collaboration by inviting your team in to give ideas on how you can improve your standing, improve your sales, improve your business efficiency, improve your business services to your clients. Think, what things pain your consultants? Why do they not like filling in your CRM? Why do candidates drop out the interview process? Why do clients stop working with you? Think about the processes that you're giving them and then start to address them. And once we start to address those things, it's then about the communication of those things across the board. And think, we've got lots of ways that we communicate. So ensure we use them fully and effectively. We've got digital communication channels, whether that be LinkedIn, whether that be Facebook, whether that be Twitter. We've got external things for our staff. We could be using WhatsApp, we could be using Messenger, etc. We've got internal ways to communicate with people. But remember, it's all about that human touch. It will always be the greatest skill set and it'll be always the greatest way to communicate. So if you think once you've communicated something to your team or your people, but you have that gut feeling that it hasn't sunk in, that they don't understand, then your communication has failed. So trust your instincts. If you feel that it's failed, go back and readdress that communication. Use your EQ, use your sensory perception, and trust your instincts, because nearly they're always right. Delegate communication up and down the line. So I always think as a manager, if I dedicated something down the line in a communication, I'd go to the bottom of that line to make sure that they understood it all the way down. And therefore the communication comes back up the line. Great communication creates purpose and drive. Communication is all about actions and words and continuity. It's all about you communicating sincerely to your staff and to your outer business. So think, if you're communicating success, communicate it sincerely. Show empathy. If you're communicating a failing, learn from that failing, but communicate it in the same manner. So people start to understand that success and failure are very closely linked, and we can only survive if we have both. Paul.
And it begins with you guys. You've got to look to improve your own performance daily. And of course, you've got to invest in the most valuable assets you have, your colleagues, the people that work with you. And investment means not once a quarter or once a year training and coaching and mentoring. It means every day, and most definitely every week. It's a constant. The more energy and time you put into your people, the more rewarding that experience becomes, and the better your business will perform. And you've got to constantly seek to improve your services to your clients. What can AI do for you? How can you use technology now to take what we call the grunt work out of the business? How can we use that time to enable us to use our emotional intelligence to connect with our clients and candidates and do the things that we know work? People by people. That adage has never been truer than it is today. Let's use the EQ that we have to improve the communication that we have with our clients and candidates and get us better opportunities to do business. Let's get away from contingent recruitment and work towards getting retained and exclusive opportunities. And remember this, successful formulas today are no guarantees of success in the future. We have to constantly change. Make sure you use your metrics, make sure you use your data, analyze them weekly, daily to ensure you're on track. And make certain as leaders, you're constantly delegating and empowering people that work with you so that they can improve and develop and take that burden of work away from you so you can use your time effectively managing and leading the business.
To do that, I think you need to have that honesty and humility. And that means looking to learn something yourself every day. Educate yourself, but then spread that knowledge. Help your team to learn something new every day and develop something new every day. If you start to create a community where people start to learn and develop, then all of a sudden they start to add things to your business. So constantly seek to improve your own commitment to your business and your people. Because if you look after your people, they will look after you. Look for failures and celebrate them. It's a discovery of something important that you can improve and develop back into the business. And think, and I always think about this from my own background, winners start to lose when winners stop working hard. And remember, winning is a habit. So if we start to create those winning habits, it starts to create results. So what winning habits have you got that you can start to replicate constantly across your business to improve your business? And that includes celebrating all the little wins. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and work with your staff to help them succeed and show them the way to go, because that's all about that intellectual honesty and that intellectual humility that you have for your business. And think, hunt for marginal gains. And when you combine all those gains together, it creates a massive improvement. So what marginal gains have you implemented this week? Think about it. Because remember, arrogance and ignorance is no defense for a lack of knowledge. You need to be passionate about developing your business and passionate about developing yourself. The Forbes magazine stated that the majority of the Dow Jones CEOs all have mentors, coaches, and advisors to keep them on track. These are guys that are running multi-billion-dollar businesses, and they have coaches and mentors to keep them on track. So don't be proud, be proud, to seek advice, to look for people that can actually help you develop your business. That is what Jump Advisory is there for. There are the 7 great modern traits of leaders and the habits that we think that you need to sort of evolve to ensure that your business evolves as well. We were given 20 minutes to present to you. I think we've got it just under 20 minutes for you. We now have 5 minutes of Q&A. So if you switch onto the Q&A channel, that'll be absolutely brilliant. Paul and I would like to thank you for your time. As always with these things, we are offering a 1-hour free 60-minute mentor session. So if you wish to take that up, please email us at info@jumpadvisory.com or call us on the number on the screen, and we'll be happy to give you 60 minutes of our advice. It's 60 minutes where you can take advantage of our experience, and we will help you develop your business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Everybody. Thank you very much indeed.
We look forward to your questions.